Gino, 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 Gino. Yeah! Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What is up, everyone? What is going on? My name is Matthew Lang. I am the football boss. Ladies and gentlemen, we beat Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos 17-16. I am in a fantastic mood because we sit at the top of the NFC West. I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man. Wow. Here, hang on. Sorry, this is texting my former boss, who's a Broncos fan. He bet someone at my work that $50 the Broncos would beat the Seahawks. I just told him, I'll see you tomorrow. He will honestly probably not show up. So, what do I think of this game? It wasn't perfect. Shut out in the second half. Gotta fix some of that stuff up. But you know what? I ultimately I was very pleased. And even if we lost that game, I was still very pleased on how well we played. Our defense, our defense got shredded, but it came up clutch when it needed to be. It came up with 2 red zone stops on the goal line. And our offensive line played pretty damn good. Gino had a fantastic game. Metcalf had a fumble. Lockett, not a particularly big game. But I have said that I think what Clint Hurt really needs to do with our defense is at least point it in the right direction, though, because it's been really bad under Ken Norton, though. So I'm like, if he can at least point us in the right direction. And wasn't perfect, but you know what? It got the job done, though. It came up with stops when it needed to. Gino played well, and that's why we beat the Broncos. Now, I do think there was some very questionable calls on both sides of the ball. I want to talk about the Seahawks first. On our last drive, though, Gino threw the ball 3 straight times. Well, actually, he threw it 2 straight times, but he went back to pass on the 3rd down. And I was not a big fan of that, though. I was like, let's run the ball with Penny, though. I'm like, let's use some time up, though. I mean, maybe we'll run out the clock, because there's still 6 minutes remaining, though. But it's like, I felt like he was a little too aggressive, and then of course, if you throw an incomplete pass, clock stops. So some questionable play calling near the end of the game for us, though. But I think in general, Shane Waldron called a very good game. Penny had some nice runs. Gino had some good passes, and yeah, in general, on offense, I think our offense did pretty well. Just as I said, it wasn't perfect, but it got the job done. And then for the Broncos, Nathaniel Hackett not putting the ball in Russ Wilson's hands, not calling it any timeouts in like the last 40 seconds, I thought was very, very, very questionable, though. And then on the 4th and 5, still having 2 timeouts remaining, though. I mean, it's such a tricky decision because Brandon McManus is a good kicker. And of course, Troy Aikman, he did say that he is one of the best kickers in the game, and he is. And you definitely want to put your trust in him, but you do have to be a little like manageable with that, because like a 64-yard is not a gimme field goal. So, but then Hackett just not calling any of his timeouts in like the last 40 seconds, not putting the ball in Russell Wilson's hands, which I think Russell Wilson had a really good game. Can he improve? Yes, absolutely. But honestly, in my opinion, I think Russ is back, and I think they have a good shot to beat the Texans. And but the thing that really boggled my mind the most was Hackett called his final 2 timeouts when the game was over, and it's like, what? You're calling your timeouts now to delay the inevitable? So, um, now of course, Hackett did say it at to Lisa Salters right before halftime that he said the offense was a bit sloppy though. They didn't play any of their starters in the preseason, so this is the very first time Russell Wilson has been on the field for the Broncos ever, and I I still hold to the fact that the Broncos are still a really good team. I do think that they will improve more and more throughout the season. Though. I mean, you look at the Buccaneers and Tom Brady, though in 2020 they struggled a little out of the gate though, and then they got better, and then they ended up winning the Super Bowl. So I still hold to the fact that the Broncos are still a good team. They should definitely improve, and Hackett will most likely learn from his mistakes because I'm sure the Broncos do not want another Vance Joseph or Vic Fangio or Pat Shermer. Oh no, wait, that was the Giants. I don't know. They've had so many coaches since they won the Super Bowl. But all I know is that the Seahawks beat the Broncos 17-16. I'm a happy man, and ladies and gentlemen, football is back. The insanity, the chaos ensues. An unpredictable week of football. Man, oh man, it's back. We want to talk about a couple crazy games. The Bears upsetting the 49ers. Oh man, Steelers and Bengals. Man, that game was crazy. If you haven't seen that game, watch the highlights. That was awesome. Colts tying the Texans, the Giants beating the Titans, the Packers. Oh gosh, they look bad against the Vikings. And Seahawks riding with Geno. Geno. I'm going to do that chant all the time, baby. Geno. We're probably still not going to be very good, but I'm a happy man. We beat the Broncos, and you know what? We could go 1-16, but if we beat the Broncos, that was all I wanted. Now right before I end this though, I'm not upset about Russ Wilson. I'm a little upset, but I wouldn't have booed him, though. He got a lot of boos. And you know what, though? If you're upset about Russell leaving, fine, whatever. But you gotta admit, Deshaun Watson deserves more boos when he comes to Houston after his suspension. That's all I'm gonna say. You say otherwise, I think you have lost your marbles because Russell Wilson doesn't have that many sexual allegations. So that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I'll see you all next time.